All right, you beautiful people. Happy Monday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, all right. Well, let's kick off an amazing week this week. This we did not see any birthdays today, so if it is your birthday, please let us know. Um, and if you need an extra birthday in the year, go ahead, make one up, and we'll sing to you. So. The word for this morning was brought to us by Cynthia Murray. Cynthia Murray, thank you so much. And the word is serve. Serve. So it's actually really good on a Monday, I think. It's like, okay, where am I going with my week, Al Diaz? What am I going to do this week? Well, if you look at the definition of serve, it is to help, it's to support, it's to meet the needs of someone else with intention, with care. So for me, it's like serving isn't about being smaller or sacrificing like yourself to exhaustion. Buffy Wallen, have you ever been exhausted like serving all those grandkids you got? Yes. I love it. I love it. But think about the reach, what's going on there. Here's the thing. It's not about exhaustion. It's about showing up with purpose, pouring into others from a place of strength, compassion, connection. It's really choosing to use your gifts. Would we all agree we have different gifts? I mean, I see Sheila Bykowski on, like this lady can sing, okay? Now, I've heard Buffy Wallen sing before, and she can sing too. But I'll tell you what she's really good at. She's good at decorations. Oh my goodness, can this lady decorate a house? So we all have different gifts. We all have different talents. And we can use those talents, John Frick, to show somebody how to drive a tractor. We can use those talents to be to help the world be a better place, lighter, easier. Like we can make somebody's day better because our talents, Vicky, showed up in their life. We're all different. You got talents, Vicky, right? That somebody else on here does not have. So are we using those talents to serve? Right? I know Sheila is. I know she goes to her church on Sunday and she uses those lungs to serve. And I know Buffy during Christmas time is wowing people. So here's the thing. Why is it so important to serve? I believe that it builds trust and it deepens relationships. Like when people go, why is your circle so sticky? Like if they're saying that to you, because there's service in the circle, people can feel it, they can see it. And it also reminds your people and my people and the people we're around that they're a part of something bigger. It's not just about making money. It's just not about getting healthy. It's just not about this. It's bigger than that, and they can feel it. Another thing it does when you serve is it shifts our focus from a scarcity mentality to an abundance. We're doing this for the rest of our life. Get over 1 month, okay? It's not a month. It's not about a month. It's about the rest of our life. Would you agree? How many of you want to serve for the rest of your life? Like you're like, I want to serve a community for the rest of my life. So if things hadn't gone my way over the last month or year or 2 years, hopefully that's not the rest of my life, right? So we can build and look at things out of an abundance rather than, oh, I got to have it tomorrow. And here's the other thing. When we have that abundance mentality, Al, it strengthens our character. Like people's like, oh, they're lifers. Like they are constants. And I was reading this morning in my self-development. I'm just going to paraphrase this and I'm going to end with this and turn it to Andrea. And I was reading this morning about leadership and how in the history of our world, there's been great, there's been leaders, right? Would you all agree that, I mean, there's bad leaders that lead people to not great things in our history, okay? But they are leaders because people follow them. And then there's leaders that lead people to great things. And I was reading these differences in leadership, and here's what, and this to me defines serve. Leaders, when times are good, they show up in the spotlight. Look at me. And leaders, when times are tough, those type leaders tend, you can't find them. You're like, man, it's tough times. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? They ghosted all of us. What's going on? But leaders that serve, leaders that during the great times they're pushing their team and going, look at them, look at them. It's because of them. And in tough times, the leaders, the service leaders, well, they step forward. They strategize. They look for ideas. They look for things like they step in times where it's like it's tough. And guess what? There's breakthroughs. There's breakthroughs. And to me, when I think of service, and I was reading this morning in some self development, I thought, man, how important is it to serve and serve as that type of leader rather than that type of leader? Okay. So I don't know if that makes, hopefully that makes sense to you. And I'm going to end with this. I believe when we serve well, we don't lose anything, we expand. And we all have the different talents to serve. Right, Skinny Kenny? All right. Andrew Ross, I'll turn it to you.
Love it, Coach. Well, great lesson. And I think the highlight was how mad Buffy was when she thought you were going to say that she couldn't sing. She was like, ah, bah, bah,
No,
bah, bah, bah.
I've heard her
and then
sing.
and then
Oh, it's
she
amazing.
she she pulled it back real quick when you complimented her there and in another space, but that really was a highlight. I loved that moment. Hopefully you guys all saw that. And we are getting tips in social media on how we can do a little bit better. Not that we are not phenomenal, but we have got some tips via Messenger on how we can sing our birthday songs a little bit better. So we're going to work on improving that. Maybe we'll practice a couple times. Francis, you can come in and you can guide us on that. You can serve this community by teaching us how to do a little bit better. We could have Tom on here, Sheila. I mean, this could be really beautiful. But the quote that I found was Gandhi. Okay. And they said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And isn't that joy filled? I really think that's kind of, if you've ever talked to me and I've told you that I think that this industry that we're in is truly the most selfish industry in the entire world. And why? Because we get to walk around helping people. We get to serve people every single day. If we're successful, we are serving and serving and serving. And doesn't that feel amazing? Like, doesn't it feel good to be a blessing in somebody's life? Like, that is such a gift to the giver for that one. So, I looked into some ways that we can serve people just every single day. Simple little ways that we can serve a little bit more so we can be a little bit more of a blessing in people's world. So, first of all, we can send just a quick little voice note of encouragement. Have you ever gotten one of those? I typically get voice notes that are like, fix this, right? But imagine just sending a voice note that's like, hey, Al, I'm just thinking about you. And I love the little prayers that you send me. And you're so sweet. And I am just so grateful that you exist on the same plane that I exist on. Oh, I got a little mushy right there. Al, I got to send you that because I felt that in my heart. So thank you so much for that. Next is to hold some space for someone without trying to fix them. Oh, any fixers on here? I know coaches. I'm a fixer. You call me with a problem and I'm like, okay, well, we're going to do A, B, C, and maybe D if we have to, right? Like we're going to go get this done. But sometimes the way that we can serve people is to just sit in that space and let them express whatever they're going through and just be a safe space to hold that for someone without actually trying to fix. I think that could be the hardest thing in the entire world. I don't know. Next is to share what's actually working for you. So we can serve people with our health and how we're getting there, with our habits that are blessing us in our day, with our mindset. Like Coach just served us all by reading from his book, which they did ask in the chat for the title, Coach, if you wanted to give that in there. But where he's serving in that moment by sharing the things that he's doing that are serving him to help him be a little bit better, to help us grow in some way. Next is we can celebrate somebody's tiny win with like it's the most amazing thing in the world, right? Those little tiny wins. You see somebody, like, what are we all focusing on right now? We're all focusing on growing in that social media space, which for some of us can be really uncomfortable. And we can go celebrate that little tiny win like they have created, I don't know, something phenomenal. They just created a cure for an incurable disease. Celebrate those small wins like they're the big wins. Next is to let someone go ahead of you, right? And whatever that means. So you can let somebody else be the face when really you thought you brought the value, or you can let somebody else go in front of you in line at the grocery store, even though you're hangry, whatever it looks like. Just let somebody walk in front of you in some space when you can. Next is to check on a friend before they ask for help. You ever have that person that they just pop up in your mind? Like, I know that we all do. We just have that person where we're like, oh, I just thought of, but I'm going to reach out to them tomorrow because I'm sure that everything's good, right? Like they don't need anything from me. So I'm just going to, whatever, push it off to the future. I'm going to say, go ahead and check in on them today. Just offer a little bit of love today, even if you think everything is just fine, because it never hurts to be loved on in any moment. Give our time, our smile, and our presence, and not just our to-do list. So just go love on somebody today. Just smile at somebody today. Just do something with a little bit of kindness and not necessarily worrying about, okay, did this check off something on my to-do list today? Nope, it didn't. But you know what? You served in a way that added value. Next is to serve from overflow and not to the point of depletion. And sometimes we can get into a mode where maybe we're people pleasers and maybe we really want to be valued. Maybe, right? Like I could raise my hand in a million spaces right here. And we can serve to a place where we're actually harming ourselves, right? And if you see that in that moment, well, acknowledge it, maybe pull back in that space a little bit so that you can go fill yourself back up so that you can pour on some people. And then lastly, go take somebody today. And I love Coach, the way he says is go make somebody else's day better because you showed up in it. But go remind somebody today that they matter. I don't care who it is, but just take 30 seconds, 10 seconds. I don't know, shoot a text, pick up the phone, send a Facebook message, whatever it looks like. But just go remind somebody that they matter and that you're so grateful that you get to be on this earth with them today. So just wanted to serve you guys with this one today. Hopefully, this was brought value. Vicki, I saw
This
your message. I'm like, I
it's a
wasn't
great.
trying to call anybody out, but hopefully, if it stepped on your toes, we're learning together.
Absolutely. Hey, this was a great word, guys. We hope you have an amazing Monday. And hey, somebody was promoting the coaches corner this morning. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great job, guys. Have a great Monday. We'll see you back tomorrow.
Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Brent and Andrew. Great job. Love you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate
Love you
you.
too,
God bless
guys.
you.